Maybe that's just a personal preference of mine, but I think this is the first Rem Beauty product that I'm not impressed with. Hi loves! Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kerry. I'm so very My name is Kerry and I make girly glam and slightly ratchet content here online. And today is going to be yet another Rem Beauty chapter first impressions and review. It's no secret that I love the queen, Ariana Grande. She's amazing, she's everything. And I really like that she's been dropping these like tiny collections so that way you can really take in everything one bit at a time. So I have other chapter reviews on this channel that I can link down below or on the cards throughout this video for you all to check out. But she recently released chapter 4, which was mainly focused on concealers as well as a few other complexion based products and tools. And so I decided to spend some coin and try it out for you guys to see, is it worth the hype? And just saying, I am not wearing it right now in this intro slash outro. It's a different day, so no spoilers. But we're just gonna jump right into this review. But first, make sure that you subscribe as well as turn on the post notification bell, that way you never miss when I upload a new video. And feel free to follow me all across my socials at Glamionista08, pretty much everywhere. That way you can stay tuned and see behind the scenes looks at all the other girly glam and slightly ratchet parts of my life. But other than that, we're just gonna get right into this review, and we'll be going back in time to yesterday when I tried these on. To Monday. It was 2 days ago already. We'll go back in time. So I look completely different then. I look a mess. But I wanted to do this review this week, so here's Kerry in the middle of a remote work day. Here we go. Alright guys, it is time to try these new products. So I apologize that I look a mess. I am workday ready, which for me is working remote, and I still have to work out today, but it's perfect that I ended up not doing a morning workout because I'm going to try these products in a sweaty environment. But right now I have these products. It's middle of my workday. I'm taking a little break to put these on my face. I have not opened this. And just like all the other chapters, which I can link down below, if you haven't seen any of my other Rem Beauty reviews, I bought this with my own coin, okay? So here is my Rem package. This is my first time seeing these products. So excited! We have everything here, and I'm pretty sure I purchased at least one of everything in the chapter 4 launch. First things first, the biggest launch of chapter 4 is obviously the concealers, and your girl bought 3 different concealers, mainly because I was a little nervous about the first concealer, but we're about to see if I'm still a shade match queen. I used to be in my Sephora days. Additionally, I did buy the Lunar Magic blurring primer, so we'll try that first. I bought the Satin Sheets blotting papers and the cute little Rem sponge. So let's get into everything. Right now, I don't have anything on my face makeup wise. I just have skincare. I'm going to put on some hand sanitizer and get into this face base. It's perfect because usually, unless I'm doing content and I want it to turn out really great, or I have somewhere that I need to be, I am still not a everyday foundation girl. I have been wearing it way more often, but for the most part, concealer is my go-to. So I'm just gonna be putting on these concealers along with the primer and then my regular routine to try this out, and then later on, after I have finished my workout routine, we can test out the blotting papers and also see the long wear of the concealer. So first product we're trying is going to be the primer. Again, this is called the Lunar Magic Blurring Primer, and it retails for $30. This is described as a multitasking makeup primer that lasts to the moon and back. It is a smooth matte finish, non-drying, cruelty-free, vegan. All of Rem Beauty products are consciously made, last up to 8 hours, and increases the wear time of foundation. So maybe I should put foundation on. Maybe I will be wearing foundation today. This also says in the product description that this is a blurring Hydra Blur type of essence primer. So it's supposed to, again, like smooth out your pores, give you this nice flawless base, but without drying you out. I should probably also check the ingredients just to make sure I'm not allergic. That is important. Oh! I can't use the primer. I'm actually going to spot test this because I think I can use this, but I'm gonna put it on my hand first to test This has lemon extract in it. I am allergic to lemons, but I'm pretty sure it is a sensitivity. It's not a full-blown allergy, and I'm pretty sure it's if I ingest. So I'm gonna test this out on the back of my hand, and we're going to wait about 15 minutes to see if anything happens, because I would hate to risk it on my face. From me blurring it out on the back of my hand so far, it's definitely super hydrating, and I can even see that it is blurring the spot on my hand where I placed it. So yeah, I am going to leave this on for 15 minutes. I'll be right back. I definitely should have checked that before I purchased, so this might be finding a new home if I can't use it, but we'll see. All right, update. I started my eye makeup and my hand is fine. So we're gonna move forward with this primer. And since this primer does claim to help makeup last for up to 8 hours, I am also going to try and find a foundation that I have that I don't really feel like lasts that long, and we're going to try it with it. Again, this is the primer, and we're just gonna go ahead and blur the skin. I'm just gonna use a small amount and focus it where I normally do on my primer, which is right around the nose and cheek area. I have my largest pores here, and I also put the most complexion products on these areas, so I like to kind of prime these first and then just take whatever excess. I will say this is super cooling. It feels very similar in texture to the under eye balm that she released in chapter 2. So I really like the feel of this. I'm going to keep it away from my mouth so I don't ingest, and just focus it on my T-zone, but as little as possible here since I typically don't need as much. But I'm just gonna buff this over top, and already I can see the effects of the Rem Beauty primer because this foundation is looking so silky smooth and soft on the face. So okay, Rem, I see you, and my skin does not feel dry, which is super important for me. I'm all about using mattifying products during the summer if they are not drying, because we all get a little dewy and shiny, especially when it's hot and humid out, but I have normal to dry skin. So I like this primer a lot, feel alone, just because I feel like it definitely did not dry me out or make my skin compromised texture-wise. Okay, so I have a base of foundation on, and like I said, I'll be checking in with you later on today after I have sweated, so that way we can truly see if this primer is what it claims to be. Next, we have to get into the star of the show for chapter 4, which are the concealers. The Sweetener concealer retails for $24 each. A multitasking concealer, builds to customizable medium to full coverage. So you can use this underneath the eye, you can use this as a highlighting shade, you can use this as a contour, you can use this as a full shade, and they do have mixing shades, a white and a black shade, to darken or lighten, which I think is genius, and every brand should do this with concealer. It applies seamlessly and smoothly without skipping and patchiness, and blends easily in layers with skincare. So we're just gonna go in. I'm gonna unbox these shades. The first being shade 01 Fair. Who am I buying something that says fair? I know. I didn't even know these came with little spatulas. So it comes with a spatula to scoop out, but this is the first mixing shade, which is why I bought it, just in case I got a shade that was a little too dark. So this is a white concealer. I am shook because I also feel like you can use this to do that TikTok trend where people add a little bit of white to lighten the under eye area just a little bit more, and I really like how their makeup turns out that way. And then the second shade I got was what I was hoping would be my under eye concealer shade, but I have no fear now because I have the mixing shade just in case it's a little too dark. But this is the shade Medium 3W, so it is a warm color, and it looks like it's about my concealer shade, so we have to put it on first because it might be a little too light. And then lastly, I actually got Deep 1N as my last concealer shade because I did want to see how this activates as a bronzer or contour shade. And because I wanted to specifically use this to contour, I did get a neutral. So I got Deep 1N because I didn't want it to be too warm to the point where it didn't look like it was creating shadows, but I feared if I got a cool that the cool would look too pink, so We're trying this. I am going to go in and swatch these. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna start with, again, this is medium 3W. Probably give you a close-up of the concealers. They're absolutely beautiful. They look like they're gonna be so creamy. I am a little nervous to use the spatula. I think it's a good idea, but I also feel like you can easily get a little too much. So I'm gonna try to go lightly here. Okay, hold on, I gotta use my regular system. Typically, when I'm doing under eye concealer, we'll use a flat eyeshadow brush when I'm using potted concealers so that I can still do the 1-2 punch. I already know that this concealer is a little light, so I probably should have gotten the dark mixing shade too, but I'm just gonna go for it, especially because my foundation I put on today isn't my typical shade either. And since this is so light of a shade, I am literally gonna use the tiniest amount of the Fair 01, but like I said, you can see this I would use a spatula for because you don't want to get anything in the white, but this is pure white. So the cool thing about this is that you can also use this as a prep base for eyeshadows, especially if you got that melanin and shadows don't want to show up on us. And then while I'm still looking crazy, I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade here, and I am going to scoop this out and place on my face, and it looks like she could have went a little darker with the contour. So we'll see how this plays out. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little just so you can see how this blends out. It doesn't feel too heavy of a product. Oh wait, is this actually, hold on. This might be like the perfect natural contour shade and I've just been going too dark this entire time. Especially when I blend out the concealer. But this definitely is a buildable coverage because you can see I'm getting a lot of coverage already. And from blending out the contour shade, I can say it definitely does not skip. It is a very smooth, she's not playing around type of concealer. I would almost say, like, I feel like I would love to use this product as a foundation. So if Rem comes out with foundations like this, I think that they're going to take over the world. Okay, so I have the contour shade blended so far. I'm gonna pause because I want to use the sponge in order to blend the concealer. So this is called the Dream Cloud Blender and it retails for $15. It is a latex-free beauty sponge and it's shaped like a flying saucer, so you can conceal, sculpt, set, and do everything with it, and it can reach a whole bunch of different things. It blends into an airbrushed finish, allegedly. Blends out harsh lines, prevents creasing, and does not absorb too much product. So I am just going to spray this with little setting spray to dampen the sponge, and we're just gonna kind of go in and try her out. So I'm gonna start with the mouth area a lot. I will say already, I would have liked this a lot more if it was larger in size, because I feel like I'm kind of like touching the product with my nail. But the concealer shade, she isn't as light as I thought she was gonna be. Kerry might have done it. I think I just found, do you see how natural that looks? Did I do it again? Did I find my perfect shade online? I think so. Now let's do this under eye with the white. And y'all know I have some dark circles I like to cover. And I'm also like addicted and very much dedicated to Too Faced concealer. So anytime I try a new concealer, I'm a little nervous about it. Yeah, this sponge is not doing it for me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think it is way too small. Look, I'm getting my concealer on my French tips. However, the concealer, she's looking a little cute. She's looking smooth, and it's definitely not too heavy. I'm gonna change the application tool though because this is not working for me. So I'm gonna go to my used beauty blender and try the other eye. This size is so much better. I think that they should have definitely sized up. Yeah, this is so much easier to blend with a larger sponge. Maybe that's just a personal preference of mine, but I think this is the first Rem Beauty product that I'm not impressed with. I have to say, the actual coverage and finish of this concealer is not bad at all. I think I just went a little light. If I would have went a shade darker, I think I would have had the perfect under eye concealer. However, it blended out beautifully on the face, so maybe I just didn't need the white. So I am going to set my face and finish my makeup, and then I'll be right back to show you what I think and what it looks like in the beginning of application. Okay, y'all, Here is my finished face. I set with a setting powder that isn't known for being like super long lasting, and I didn't spritz my face because I really want to see the power of these products. But so far, can we just talk about my complexion? It looks absolutely flawless and blurred. Like, I'm giving celebrity skin right now, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed so far. So I am going to test this out right now. It is 12:41 p.m. I will be wearing this until around 7 p.m. so almost 8 hours throughout my workday, taking Chester out on walks and then working out. I will be keeping this on. Again, I won't be putting any additional product on because I do want to test the absorbing papers later on, but also the long wear of the primer and the concealer. So this is my face now, and I will see you in about 7 hours to give you the final tea. Just wanted to quickly check in. I'm about to work out. It is 5:30 p.m. about 5 hours, but this is my face pre-workout. Haven't touched up anything. Still looking pretty nice so far. Okay, y'all, she's back. I just got finished doing a workout for about an hour and a half. I did Pilates and I did cardio, and I was doing it to Beyonce's Renaissance, so you know your girl was sweating. But can we talk about my face? Oh, I think Chester's coming to join us. Welcome, my child. Welcome. We love you. Zooming in on my face, it looks pretty smooth and seamless. Okay, Chester. Okay. Okay. No. Ah. Leave. Get out. Get out. Goodbye. Get out. Get out. Scootamooch. Scootamooch. I'll see you later. I still love you though. I have to say, it looks pretty good. The foundation pretty much stayed throughout the past couple of hours. However, there is creasing starting to happen. But overall, I have to say that I'm pretty impressed. However, the one thing I will say with this stuff, I noticed that I have a lot of, what's the word? Transfer? Whenever I'm touching my face. So I would say if you're going to use these concealers, definitely use it with a powder that sets really well and is more transfer proof. Again, I tried to use a powder that wasn't that way because I wanted to test the longevity, and I will say that the product, the coverage is still there. But I think if I used a powder that was a good powder, it would definitely help with the transferring and probably with a little bit of creasing that happened as well. But I'm actually pretty impressed that this is all that's changed, even though I was sweating a ton. So now it is time to try the Satin Sheets blotting papers. Okay, so these blotting papers retail for $15, blot excess oil, reduce shine, and help purify pores with detoxifying charcoal. Hold on, wait. So looking at this box, it's a little white envelope, plasticky material, and then it holds the actual cardboard that holds the charcoal papers. I think this is so cute. I did not know that it was going to come with this little cover. They smell like paper. Yeah, they're not really scented. So it just looks like this, the size of a sheet, about a third, fourth of the face. And I am just going to blot on my T-zone because even though I'm normal to dry, I definitely, as you can see, will get a little shine and oil on my nose. So we can see, there she is, she's picking it up, love it, I'm living, I'm picking it up. She's oily. Oh wow, I didn't realize I had so much oils. I guess because I was just sweating too. I have to give myself a little bit more credit. Okay, ew, this is the paper. I actually like that this is black though, because it looks a lot less disgusting than if it was white, so smart thinking there, Ari. And looking at my makeup, I don't think that it really took off anything. I will say now I'm noticing this. You might have seen it because you guys can see a little bit better than I can because I don't have my glasses, but I do have indents on my nose. This is just from my sunglasses earlier, so again, I think if you set this with a good powder, you don't have to worry about transferring, but transferring is real with these concealers. So overall, I'd have to say that I've worn this now for 7 hours and I really like these products. The blurring primer I really liked. It definitely did help my makeup to last, even though it was transferring with the concealers. And I think the concealers transfer because they are cream and they are a little heavier of a consistency even though they don't feel heavy on the face. All that to say, I think the primer did what it claimed. It definitely blurred out my skin and gave me a flawless, smooth base. And even now, my makeup never looks this way at the end of the day after I've worked out. I try not to work out in makeup, but when I do, it's horrendous. So I'm actually really impressed with what the primer has done, even without a good setting powder to accompany it. I like this concealer. I think that the coverage is really great. I think I definitely could have gone down a shade, gotten a slightly darker shade, probably for both, although I still kind of like the natural contour vibe. If I had a different shade, I'd feel even more strongly about how much I like this concealer, but I can make the shades work. I love the fact that she has the fair shade and the darkest, almost black concealer in order for you to really mix and customize your shade. I think the downside to the concealer is the fact that it does transfer. It is not transfer proof. For the blender, I don't have much to say about the blender. I think it should have been a larger size. Maybe if I put it underneath the sink and fully immerse it in water and then let it dry, it'll be slightly larger, but it's not my favorite shape or size. And the blotting papers, with one-time use, again, I think that it's smart to have it colored. I used to have lavender purple blotting papers that I loved, but black, perfect, because even though you see the grease, it's not as disgusting looking, and it did the job without taking away my makeup. So I have to say, when it gets humid as it has been, this might be something that I'm going to actually stick in my bag and keep with me on the go. Overall, I really love chapter 4. Like I said, I bought this with my own coin. I don't regret any of these purchases except for the sponge. So that, hands down, is my least favorite product. I don't think that you're missing out if you don't get the blender. If I had to pick a favorite product, I am tied between the primer and the concealer, just because I feel like the concealer gave me more to work with as far as actually seeing something, whereas the primer is kind of a primer. But I like that I could use the primer even though it has lemon in it. And I also like that it really did blur out my face. So if you're into that blurred effect, this is a really great Hydra Blur primer. It's not going to dry out your skin, but it's going to help keep oils and shine at bay. And for the concealer, again, I think if you have the right shade, it works well. So it's great that Rem is now in Ulta, so you can hopefully try out the shades in person. But yeah, that is my little review. So I'll get into the formal outro. You'll see me looking a little bit better right now. Alright guys, I am back. I pretty much gave you my full thoughts, but I can say a couple of days later that I feel like I'm still strong-minded in my experiences with these products. I definitely do recommend checking these products out, and it's cool again that you can get these at Ulta, so you can really try them out in person, and hopefully they have the concealers in stock there so you can find your right shade. But I hope this was somewhat useful to all of you guys. If you want to see tutorials using Rem Beauty products and not just first impressions, be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, because I'm going to start creating these tutorials and doing a little bit more makeup tutorial content. I feel like I haven't done that in a while, so be sure to stay tuned there. But otherwise, I love you guys so much. Thank you for your constant love and support, and I will see you for my next vlog. BT dubs, we're getting super close to the fall season, and that's all I'll say about that. Somebody is excited. Love you. Bye guys.